what is the hot take for today? Okay. I had quite a time deciding what I wanted to do, but you know what? Just when in doubt, always go with what everyone's talking about. When in doubt, go with what everyone's talking about. So I took to Twitter like any good host of a radio show online, and what was really popular, everyone was talking about it. Chloe Bailey and Chris Brown released their song, How Does It Feel? And what I want to talk about is the controversy surrounding Chris Brown, surrounding the release in relation to Chris Brown. There were actually a lot of people who were upset at Chloe Bailey for having Chris Brown on her song. And I do believe that I have some of those tweets. So this one just made me laugh so hard. It said she's really gonna release with him. And it's a picture of Beyonce. And she's like, she's just blown about it. That is so funny to me. What's another one? Oh, you're really gonna make me scroll through all of them? Great. Another one says, nope. In other news, there are other talented R&B girlies out there who did not collaborate with a serial abuser who most of us would rather listen to. Ooh, yeah, they were really going in on Chloe a little bit. Another one says, Chloe Bailey's management has no idea who her target audience is, and that's why they make such poor decisions and have her all over the place. The people who like her do not like Chris Brown. And I think I have one more that I can share. This one says, Chloe Bailey can link up with abusers if she wants. I'll choose not to listen. But why is Chris Brown acting like he only made one mistake? He's shown a publicly documented abusive and violent pattern. Not to mention he's colorist as HELL. Boy, F you. So the hot topic for today, the hot topic I want to get into is, should we hold artists accountable for their actions or separate the art from the artist? I always set this timer, but it's not like we ever really keep with it. But you know what? Let's try to keep with it today. Let's go ahead and start. So, should we separate the art from the artist? In my opinion, in my ideal world, and in my opinion, the answer is no. I don't think we should separate the art from the artist. The reason why our society and the mind of society is so messed up, in my opinion, is because there is too much of the entertainment aspect. Like, there's too much, like, for some reason, movies don't get this flack, but music gets this flack, right? People will blame music for how people act and how people, think about things. But everyone understands that movies are fake and movies are fictional, right? Unfortunately, music does not get the luxury of being viewed the same way that movies will in, that storytelling aspect. I think because specifically the history of hip hop has always been to highlight certain issues, and it's always been to call out what's wrong with society and supposedly be the voice of the people. But unfortunately, the people's voice, don't do this while I'm doing hot take. Unfortunately, the people's voice has not really been, how do I say this? Represented. It's not really been represented because part of it is entertainment, but I would like to see people's personal lives included in the music as well, because that's literally how we connect to one another. You are acting out. Girl, that's literally how people connect to one another. I'm gonna have to take this off for her. Hold on. She's acting up. During my hot take, I will beat your tail. Not really. Let me take this harness off, y'all. I'm sorry. She's distracting me and acting like she's being choked and whatnot. Get down. Doing too much. But anyway, so that being said, right, I would prefer that the art in the music, I would prefer that it reflected who the artist is, what the artist is about, and I would prefer that people would be who they say they are, my issue with the music today is the fact that I don't connect with any of it. I don't resonate with it. So when people ask, or when I ask the question, should the artist and the art be separated, or should we hold the artist accountable for their actions? I think we should hold the artist accountable for their actions, because on a grand scale, if you are a mainstream artist, you are influencing millions of minds, and you are influencing millions of mindsets. And when people see that you are who you are, and you talk about one thing in your music, but you live another life, it's misleading. Now, I will say that people should not expect the entertainer to be an entertainer 24/7. But on the same token, with something that's as intimate as music, something that people feel close to, something that people feel like they relate to, and it helps them get through things in their life, to find out that the material behind it is like faked, or, you know, the lifestyle behind it is faked. In my opinion, that's pretty devastating. You know, it's like finding out that your favorite artist does not write their own music. And we don't stop liking, we don't dislike our favorite artists just because we found out they don't write their music. We like them because of how they tell the story, you know? And I feel like my thoughts are not like, I feel like I'm not eloquently explaining this, but basically what I would like to see, right? I would like people to be who they are and show who they are exactly as they are in their music and in their personal life. Because music is so personal, and because it's viewed as therapy for so many people, a lot of people want to connect with the music. And if that connection has been shown to be fake the entire time, or the stories have been shown to be fake the entire time, or the lifestyle that's been shown has been fake the entire time, like, what does that say about how we've been connecting with one another all this time? Is that been fake as well? You know? So when it comes to artists like Chris Brown, I'm one of those people who, when that Rihanna situation happened years ago, I actively stopped being a Chris Brown fan. I actively stopped listening to him. And I have not since gone back to listening to his music because of that incident. But people act like that's the only abusive situation he's been in. You got to think about all the other allegations he's had. And I haven't done my research. Somebody else can do that. But just what we've heard about him over the years and the stories we've heard. And then you hear about, you know, what he went through with Karrueche. And it's not like this was a one-time thing. So we should give people chances, right? People make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But it's about what you do after those mistakes have been found out and realized and atoned for, apologized for. What happened after that Rihanna situation with Chris Brown? It happened again. That was not a one-off situation. And it wasn't just it only blew up because it was Rihanna. That's true. That was the wrong, like Blueface said, that was the wrong chick to go beating up and having all this public outrage about. But yeah, it wasn't just her. And so when it comes to asking the question specifically in regards to Chris Brown, for me, I have not since become a fan of his. I have not become a fan of his again because of the abusive things, because of the colorist comments, and, you know, just the drug allegations. And, you know, he might have made great music. I don't know. I don't know because I haven't been listening to his stuff. And I haven't been listening because I don't want to absorb the energy. And this is what I keep talking about in almost every video I do, and especially every reaction video I've been doing with NBA YoungBoy stuff. I don't want that kind of energy rubbing off on me. Whatever dark energy is on him that's causing him to do those things, I don't want it on me. So I'm not going to consume what he is doing. And that's how I feel about that. And then, you know, it's the same thing with someone like, let's say, R. Kelly. I stopped listening to R. Kelly's music after everything came out about, you know, surviving R. Kelly. After everything happened with that, it's like I can't knowingly keep supporting someone who has abused women. As a woman, how could I be okay with supporting someone who has abused women? And so, in my opinion, I hold artists to that caliber. You're supposed to be a role model. You are held to a different standard. You do have a bigger platform and therefore a bigger responsibility. You about to get taken out. You about to get taken out. Calm down. Calm down. She's cute. Anyway, so yeah, you do have a bigger responsibility. And so I hold artists accountable. I don't separate the art from the artist, because then what that tells the public is that if you sing good enough, you can get away with what you want to get away with. If you have enough money, you can get away with what you want to get away with. And that's not a narrative that I choose to play into. And that's not how I choose to play out my morals. So that's my hot take for today. Stick around for the LexChat. Today's LexChat, we are talking about finding your audience. We're talking about finding your audience, and we are talking about getting into analytics. So if that is something that you would be interested in joining the conversation on, then please stay tuned.